Hi you guys, EB the Original Master here, and welcome to my new series called Criticizing Goosebumps. In this series, I'll be criticizing all 62 original books in the series, meaning that the covers will only be reviewed, not the actual books themselves. It's because I never read this series while I was growing up. If you want to see David Popovich's review of all 62 books and all 25 books in the 2000 series, I'll put the link of his playlist in the description below for you guys to check it out, because he did a pretty good job reviewing all 62 original books and all 25 2000 series. So without further ado, let's begin with this series. Welcome to Dead House, book number 1. The cover looks pretty decent. We got a big house in the distance with the door opening, and you see an orange glow, meaning that this must be death inside the house. And I also like the rare tree in the distance and the nighttime setting. And the tagline says, "It will just kill you." So far, this looks like a pretty decent cover for kids to read. And I'm surprised that I never heard of this series while I was growing up. But as I gotten older, I've heard a lot more about it. And then it just got to me. So far, this cover gets a solid 10 out of 10. Next cover, Stay Out of the Basement, book number 2. Again, the cover looks decent. You get a green hand popping from the door, just clinging onto it, while the tagline says something is waiting in the dark. Now, this will definitely give kids scare. I mean, just look at it. A green hand just grabbing to the door, just waiting to come out. Now, that is definitely going to give kids nightmares. And I give this cover a 10 out of 10, just like the first cover. Next, Monster Blood, book number 3. It's a monster blood drive. Wow. What can I say about this cover? Green slime running down a staircase with the glasses just sitting right there. Pretty cool. But in the book, Monster Blood's supposed to make stuff grow. But if the glasses were big, that will kind of make sense. But I'm not going to worry about that too much. Again, the cover looks pretty cool with just green monster blood running down the staircases. At first, I thought Monster Blood was a knockoff of Nickelodeon slime. But it turns out to be it's not. It's something original. But it's not original because this is just R.L. Stine's interpretation of the Blob. But I'm not going to worry about that too much. Let's move on to the next cover. Say Cheese and Die, book number 4. The cover looks okay, I guess. Just a bunch of skeletons having a barbecue. What can I say about it? It's not scary, but it looks pretty cool. Basically, the story is about a kid finding a camera, and then the camera takes pictures, and then everything bad happens. Yes, I'm not going to say the actual characters' names because I don't have time for that, and plus you guys don't care about it. All you care about is me ranting about the covers. And the tagline is supposed to say, each picture is worth 1,000 screams. So, yeah, it just shows a picture of a group of skeletons having a barbecue. Next cover, The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, What Will Wake the Dead, book number 5. The cover just looks decent. A mummy just rising from his tomb with red glowing eyes. That story ain't gonna scare the kids. According to David Popovich, he didn't like this story that much. Well, what can I say about it? It's his opinion. And if I read it, I'll understand too. Alright, next cover. Let's Get Invisible, book number 6. Now you see him, now you don't. The cover just shows the boy looking at his reflection in the mirror, then it appears that his reflection is turning invisible. That's pretty much it, nothing to talk about. And there's also a light in the distance, meaning that if the light shines on you, it will be reflected, and then you'll turn invisible. Pretty cool concept, but at the end, the cover looks decent. Next cover, Night of the Living Dummy, book number 7. He walks and he stalks. This is the first appearance of the most iconic character in the Goosebumps series, Slappy. That's right, you guys. Slappy is the character of this book, but he's not the main antagonist. Why? I don't know. R.L. Stine's probably like, oh, let's put Slappy in the cover, but no, he ain't the main antagonist of the book. I mean, it's just scary. Just look at the cover. It just shows Slappy with his big, bulging eyes, and then you see this, like, this half-dark, half-light background. That is going to give kids nightmares where they can't open up the book because the stupid illustrator cannot make the book more appealing to kids. I mean, the TV episode is definitely going to give kids nightmares because of the way how it was choreographed and directed and stuff. Other than that, this cover looks pretty darn scary. To me, it's not scary because I'm 18. If I find something scary, I'll find it scary. Next cover, The Girl Who Cried Monster. She's got the monster of all problems. Book number 8. What can I say? Just shows a fat librarian looking at bugs with a girl in the distance with this really weird orange background. I'm telling you guys, Goosebumps covers, the original series, got some of the weirdest cover artists. I mean, sometimes the settings look all nighttime-ish and evening-ish to fit the scary tone of it. But it just shows a fat librarian with his fat, chubby arms just looking at crickets like he's about to eat them. And yes, it's about a girl finding a librarian eating crickets at night. If you want to see the TV episode, look up The Girl Who Cried Monster Goosebumps TV episode. You'll see the whole thing happening in your eyes. Next cover, welcome to Camp Nightmare. It's a little camp of horrors, book number 9. This cover looks amazing. A creepy monster looking through a tent while it's wide open with this nice orange purplish sky. I love these covers. These covers will definitely give kids the meaning of these stories. No offense, you guys, the Goosebumps covers are amazing. I mean, the settings and the whole atmosphere just puts you into the story. And I like how they changed the font of the Goosebumps logo for every book instead of using the same colored font. That just tells you right there that the cover artist says plays no games while designing these covers. And so far, these covers look pretty good. Really good. Really, really good. Next cover, The Ghost Next Door. There's a strange new kid on the block. What can I say about this cover? Well, we get a foot inside the house with this outdated checkered floor with a ghost on the welcome mat. Well, this is going to let you know that this is going to be a ghost story, huh? And this is the first ghost titled Goosebumps book. Throughout the series, there will be more ghost titled books, but this is the first one. What can I say? It's pretty scary and it's going to give kids good nightmares. I mean, it's not scary. It just looks kind of cool. But the legs of the ghost look so fat. I'm like, what kind of jeans are you wearing, kid? I don't care. This really looks pretty interesting. The Haunted Mosque. Book number 11. It looks could kill. It just shows a girl wearing a purple shirt with overalls holding a really disturbing mask. And this is by far the most popular Goosebumps book in the series. Has a really good story, a really good atmosphere, and it's about a mask that you can't take off. Once you put the mask on, it will stay glued to your face. That is freaking scary. Oh my gosh, that is gonna definitely get kids scared, and I cannot believe it that this is gonna give kids nightmares over the fact that once you put on a mask, you can't take it off. And I like the purple background. See that nice purple midnight purple background? That's how the Goosebumps cover should look like. A nice airy background. Pretty scary for kids. Pretty scary for kids. Next cover. Be careful what you wish for. It might come true. Book 12. Again, the cover is decent. Shows a really irate girl just looking at a fortune teller creating fortune with her ugly looking hands. And look at those fingers. That is disgusting. But other than that, the cover fits the tone of the story. Again, covers that fits the tone of the story, and that's what Goosebumps is known for. Next cover. Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. Play It Again, Hands. Book 13. This cover is disturbing. We got hands playing on the piano with a orange sky. Or that's not a sky, that's a background. If it was a sky, you'll see trees in the distance, but this is a background, not a sky. I'm sorry. Background. The cover does look disturbing with the hands, but why is the piano shiny? Did the cover artists put lots of visual details into these images? Because some of the images look really shiny, like in the Monster Blood cover, the Monster Blood looked really shiny, and so does the piano here on this cover. Again, this cover doesn't look scary, it just looks disturbing. The Werewolf of Fever Swamp. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Book 14. Again, the cover fits the tone of the story. Got a wolf howling at the moon with this ugly yellow lemonade fever swamp with a cloak. What happened? Did a guy turn into a werewolf, or did the werewolf eat the guy whole? We don't know, but the cover just fits the tone of the story. And what the heck is Fever Swamp? A swamp that you can catch a fever? Well, that's all I can say about it. Other than that, the cover looks cool and decent and accurate. You can't scare me. They're coming for you. Book 15. Again, the cover looks great. An orange. sunset background with mud creatures rising from their dead, coming to haunt you and kill you. Look at this. Orange Cheetos Chester Cheetah design. I mean, it's all orange. The logo is orange. Sorry for the bad stuttering. The logo is orange. The book cover is orange. Everything is orange. Does R.L. Stine like orange that much? Is that why everything is orange? Other than that, the cover looks pretty interesting about these creatures just rising from the dead with this nice mist, like this foggy mist. Pretty good details. And this came out in what year? This came out in 1994. Dang, that's pretty cool. One day at HORRORLAND. Enter if you dare. Book 16. This is the first Goosebumps book to have an actual location, like an amusement park. So welcome to HORRORLAND. The cover looks pretty cool about a carnival with a monster dragging its fingernails against the billboard. And look at the details of the claw marks. This is what Nickelodeon needs to do with their cartoons. Add details. They don't. The cover artist did a good job with this cover, and it looks amazing. Look at that cover. I just really want to go to HORRORLAND so badly. But if I do, I might end up dead. But I don't care. I'll just kick them monsters straight in the nutsacks with their ram horns. They got them ram horns like a ram. Other than that, the cover looks pretty scary with a dark, gloomy sky background. Why I am afraid of bees. He's no ordinary human being. Good puns, not your greatest. It just shows a kid's head and a bee's body with another sunset setting. I'm telling you guys, these settings are not daytime-ish. They're like sunset evening-ish. They fit the tone to the scariness. It has that same orange background as book 15. Really? Seriously, you're going to go back to the exact same book cover color as the 15th book? And this is book 17 for Christ's sakes. Alright, I'm not going to criticize about that too much, but this cover is not scary at all. It just looks hilarious to see a boy's head with antennas and a bee costume. Or he has an anatomy of a bee. But why are you afraid of bees? Are you afraid to get stung by one? Well, I don't like bees either, but I'm not afraid of them. Just be a man and face it. Monster Blood 2. He's one hungry hamster. Okay, this cover looks pretty scary with the giant hamster chewing his way through the cage. Kind of looks like Sandy's twin brother, but we all know hamsters and squirrels are completely different animals, but they have the exact same teeth. But that is scary. And again, a checkered ceiling. A checkered ceiling. I know this book came out in the mid-90s, but a checkered ceiling? Wow, I never saw a checkered ceiling before. And I like the alphabet just going through the letters. What is this, an elementary school? This has got to be an elementary school, because if this was a high school or a middle school, there should not be letters of the alphabet up there. This has got to be an elementary school. Other than that, it looks like a pretty scary cover with that fake artificial monster blood dripping from the dresser. Deep trouble just when you thought it was safe. I like the cover of Deep Trouble a lot. Got that nice SpongeBob SquarePants atmosphere of the underwater ocean with the hammerhead shark about to chew that kid to death. See, this is why you should not be swimming in waters with shark infestation, because you're going to end up getting eaten. This story really doesn't focus on horror. It only focuses on fairy tales and mermaids and stuff. How do I know about this? David Popovich, of course. David Popovich. He reviewed all 62 books. Now it's my turn to review them, but only by the covers. Again, doesn't look scary, but seeing that hammerhead shark about to chew that kid to death, that's pretty scary. The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. It's a Field of Screams. Book 20. Come on now. That is not scary. It just shows the Scarecrow out in the cornfields at night. And it's about these evil scarecrows walking at midnight. Again, cover's not scary. It just looks okay. I mean, it's not that bad. Next cover. Go Eat Worms. Book number 21. Homework has never got gross before. So this just shows a bunch of worms eating through some kid's homework with this yellow notepad of a textbook or binder. It's probably a binder with the number 2 pencil just sitting right there. Just imagine going to school and you see a whole bunch of worms coming out of your notebook. That is scary. Well, it's not scary, but some girls, like little girls or something, are terrified of worms and spiders. And this book is about people about this guy's infestation and liking of worms, which is disgusting. But it's not as bad as Wormy from SpongeBob SquarePants, huh? But Wormy is a caterpillar, not a worm. The only worm that we saw in SpongeBob was Sandy, SpongeBob, and the worm from the second season. Other than that, the cover looks pretty disgusting. Look, you guys, I am not uploading this to YouTube. I've changed my mind about this, so this video will be all about me, meaning this is for my entertainment purposes only, and this will not be out on YouTube. Alright, let's move on to the next book. Ghost Beach. Book number 22. No swimming, no surfing, and no haunting. The cover is beyond good. A hooded ghost emerging from his tombstone out in a nighttime setting out on the beach. Now, this is a pretty cool cover, you guys. Really good cover. These cover artists are amazing, and they deserve all the money that they need for R.L. Stine to keep writing these fictional stories about these kids going through these horror-like adventures. Return of the Mummy. He's back from the dead. This is the sequel to The Mummy's Tomb, the 5th book, and is the second sequel in the Goosebumps series, first being Monster Blood 2. So the cover just shows a mummy opening a Egyptian sphinx tomb or coffin just emerging from his dead. I do not like the baby blue skybox background or the baby blue color for the font. This does not look scary. It just shows a mummy coming out of its tomb. How's that scary? How's that scary? That's not scary. That's just humorous. The Phantom of the Auditorium. He's got to stop the show for good. This is just R.L. Stine's interpretation of the widely popular Phantom of the Opera. Yes, Phantom of the Opera. It's about an opera who is a phantom and he causes havoc. This is just R.L. Stine's version of Phantom of the Opera, known as Phantom of the Auditorium. It just shows a guy in a phantom outfit just going through a curtain. Pretty cool cover, but it's not scary. Attack of the Mutant, book number 25. He's not a superhero, he's a supervillain. And yes, we got a cover of the masked mutant coming through his, I guess, secret lair, which is a pink futuristic sky building, I guess. I don't know, but it just shows a spotlight. Again, he looks like one of those fake action figure toys. Other than that, the cover looks pretty decent. My Hariest Adventure. It keeps growing and growing and growing. The cover just shows a kid who looks like a freaking monkey. He looks like a monkey. Look at it, look at all that hair and look at his ears. Those are monkey ears. So I can't even take this guy as a kid. He looks like a stinking monkey with his disturbingly shiny bathroom. I mean, this is a futuristic bathroom. If you guys didn't know, this episode got I said episode, I'm sorry. Well, this book did got a TV episode based off of the book. And I found the episode kind of weird. I mean, yeah, it was about this Instatan that they put on their bodies and then it expired and then there's hair growing on this kid. But he looks like a stinking monkey. He ain't a human, he's a monkey. Looking like Curious George's twin brother. A Night in Terror Tower, book 27. It's going to be a long night. This book is about two kids, Sue and Eddie, visiting London to go to the night at Terror Tower. But they end up lost with their tour group and there's a man in black chasing them throughout the entire trip. The cover just shows a night executor holding a really sharp axe. A really shiny axe too. This cover is definitely going to give kids nightmares of him coming towards you like, hey, you're next, so I suggest you follow me to the next room or your chamber. The Cuckoo Clock of Doom. Keep your eye on the birdie. Book 28. Again with the shiny objects. Can you stop making these objects shine like that? It's no purpose. It's really no purpose. Guys, this is by far the most interesting story I've ever heard. It's about this kid with his annoying little sister. So the father buys them a clock. The brother, the boy obviously, turns the head of the clock and then everything sets back in time, meaning that every day it's going back in time, meaning this kid is changing to a 6-year-old, now he's turning himself into a baby. I mean, that's a pretty cool, interesting story about a clock that changes time, that changes back in time if you twisted his head. And it looks pretty scary of the bird. Just looks pretty darn scary with them shiny feathers, looking like Tweety Bird's evil twin brother, Twenty Bird or something. Monster Blood 3. Evan's growing up way too fast. Book 29. David Popovich, why? This cover is awesome. A giant kid crushing a playground with a sunset. That is not bad. That is cool. But the whole story was bland. It was bland. I didn't read the story, but I saw a review on it, and it's the exact same as the second one. It's about this kid named Evan, babysitting his brother Kermit. He eats the monster blood and he grows into a giant behemoth, and then he shrinks at the end. But the cover still looks cool. The cover looks better than the actual story that I heard being reviewed. Other than that, it's pretty cool. But a sunset? Yeah, that's definitely give kids nightmares to see that giant kid just crushing the playground. Oh, I'm sorry. Kermit was his cousin, not his brother. I am so stupid. Alright, mistake taken care of. Let's move on. Book 30. It came from beneath the sink. It's warm, it's breathing, and it doesn't do dishes. Guys, if you're a fan of SpongeBob SquarePants, do not freak out. This story is about an evil sponge who lives underneath the sink who doesn't like the sound of good luck. So there's an evil sponge living underneath your sink in this book. And this was before SpongeBob SquarePants. So if you hear the word sponge, do not take it too seriously, because this is way before the TV show. But the cover looks pretty cool, of the eyes just glowing from inside the sink, like he's waiting to haunt you or something. But it could have been a lot better if it showed the sponge just like squeezing right through the sink. But other than that, the cover looks okay. Night of the Living Dummy 2. He's still walking and he's still stalking. Book number 31. The pink bed and the pink girly background is beyond stupid, with Slappy just sitting there with two of his favorite friends, a bear and a rabbit. Not scary, but this book actually plays the role of Slappy, but it's the exact same as the first Night of the Living Dummy. I saw the TV episode on YouTube, and again, it will scare kids. It will. Slappy's making all these crazy sounds, the weird zoom in, the weird camera close-ups of Slappy sitting in the room. That is going to give kids nightmares, definitely. The Barking Ghost. Bad dog. Really bad dog. Book 32. Kids, do not look at this cover. You are going to pee in your pants. You're going to shart everywhere, because this dog is scary beyond means. Look at the cover with his red eyes, with his fangs, just growling at you. This is why I don't own dogs. Dogs in general are really evil little mutts. Yes, I know dogs are man's best friend, but this cover with its silver fur, that is scary beyond means. Yeah, that's gonna give kids nightmares, definitely. The Horror at Camp Jelly Jam. Book number 33. Tennis, ping pong, monsters, anyone? Well, the cover looks scary again. Just shows a creepy camp counselor with his weird teeth, and yeah. I do find this scary is because of the teeth. And is going to scare kids because he just stares right into your soul with them eyes. And we got some two houses in the background, and with some tall pine trees, and that's pretty much it. Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. Book number 34. Keep off their grass. Alright, the cover looks decent, like always. Just shows lawn gnomes with baseball, decoys, and like a crystal ball just sitting on top of a, I think, like a podium or something. But other than that, the cover doesn't look scary. It looks decent. Number 35. A shocker on Shock Street. It's a real dead end. Alright. Just shows a praying mantis going through the city with another orange sunset background. Again, these covers always have the exact same designs of the backgrounds, and that's pretty much nothing new about it. But other than that, it looks pretty scary and decent. Of a praying mantis going through a city known as Shock Street, destroying everything in its path. A shocker on Shock Street. Really? Really? The cover and the title of the book makes absolutely no sense. Book 36, The Haunted Mask 2, New-Faced Old Nightmare. Alright, it just shows a kid going trick-or-treating with the haunted mask on his head. And there's nothing scary about that. And we got a jack-o'-lantern, and we also got some street lights, and we got everything else pictured as something that you see on Halloween. The Headless Ghost, Book 37, Major Headache. So it just shows a headless ghost walking down a flight of stairs. Yeah, it's pretty scary to see a guy holding its head, but at the same time, I'm surprised that there's like no blood squirting out from the head. That'll be too graphic for kids. But it kind of fits the atmosphere of the book with a candle. Major headache. So is this book. The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, Book 38. He's no fun in the sun. So, if you guys don't know what Pasadena is, it's a location out in California, and it's really hot there. So, we got an abominable snowman visiting Pasadena, where we see him ripping apart a street light with palm trees and the U.S. mailbox. And we got a tagline for Goosebumps on Fox Kids TV. This is where the Goosebumps TV show came on. It came out in late 1995, 1997, and yeah, that's basically it. How I Got My Shrunken Head, Book 39, Heads Up. Alright, the cover just shows the shrunken head on a dresser, a very messy dresser with a university flag. Don't know what university is it. I mean, the university of what? Georgia, Florida, we don't know. We got shoes, and again, another checkered floor. What is up with these people with checkered floors? I mean, that's not the style anymore. But it's a pretty decent cover of an ugly green head just sitting on a dresser. Heads up. Yeah, heads up these nuts. Night of the Living Dummy 3, Book 40. Every dummy has his day and night. Wow, what can I say about this cover? Pretty interesting to see Slappy in the center with all of his other dummy friends just saying, "Welcome to your new home. Good luck escaping." Well, it's basically about Slappy bringing these other dummies to life, by far the most interesting out of the other two. And this is the final Night of the Living Dummy in the original series. There's also others in the 2000 series, The Bride and Slappy's Nightmare, but those will be taken care of later. And there are Goosebumps training cards inside. Ooh, that's gonna make the kids excited, right? It's alright. And I like the attic setting for this story. Pretty scary if you ask me. Bad Hair Day, Book 41. He's no Easter bunny. Alright, the cover looks really disturbing of a bunny rabbit popping from the hat with this goofy, ugly, pointy plank teeth with magician outfits and a broken wand. And yeah, there's a new Goosebumps fan club offer inside. This is the 41st book in the series, and it came out in 1996, I think. Yeah, this came out in 1996. And with this nice yellow text and weird, creepy magician atmosphere, this cover will give kids a fear of Easter bunnies and tricks and silly rabbit from the Tricks commercial. Egg Monsters from Mars. There are no yolk. Book number 42. Come on, I'm about really had it with these checkered floors. Checkered floors are not the style anymore. They're not. But this came out in the 90s, so of course they were the style back then. Again, we got a disturbing cover of this egg monster coming from its egg with veins surrounding the egg, and then the yolk is just oozing through the container. And yeah, that's the cover of this book. A really creepy egg monster coming from its eggshell with purple veins oozing its way through the carton. Now he's ruining the other eggs. The Beast from the East, Book 43. He's a real animal. Guys, I'm going to sing it once and I'm not going to sing it again. I am the beast from the east. Yes, I had to say that because I said that in my review. The cover looks awesome. We got the beast of the east clinging its way on a tree with a nice sunset in the background with this nice blue-violet text. I love the cover of this book a lot. Calamari! Say cheese and die. Again! Book 44. Think negative, real negative. What do you mean think negative? I don't want to think negative. Well, again, we got a picture of a skeleton family having a nice dinner. They're eating bones, because bones are nutritious for them. But how can they swallow if they ain't got no stomachs? Well, this is very similar to the first Say Cheese and Die, the fourth book. And this time they have eyes in their sockets, which doesn't make them scary. But no offense, the covers look almost identical. But in the second one, you just got them eating dinner. Bones. Say cheese and die. But again, Ghost Camp. Book 45. Be all that you can't see. And we got ominously timed dramatic lightning in the background. So the cover just shows a whole bunch of ghost campers going to camp with no heads or bodies, I don't know why, with a only girl in the far back. I like the lightning. The lightning fits the really scary atmosphere of this episode. And good news, guys, this is the last Goosebumps book in the original series with the word ghost in the cover. Yes, this is the last book that has the word ghost in the cover. Other than that, there's no more ghost titles in the covers. In the original series, I mean. Next cover. Hey, you scary viewers. Here we are with book number 46. How to Kill a Monster. Step 1, run. And step 2, you gotta run faster. The cover looks really great of a fuzzy monstrous paw going through the door with a nice keyhole in the key. This is really scary to see the monster hand is priving the door open, almost similar to Stay Out of the Basement, the second book in the series. Boo, dude, Goosebumps is on TV. Hooray. Legend of the Lost Legend, book 47. Finders keepers, losers weepers. No, it doesn't say that. I just added losers weeper because that's how you finish up the sentence. Just shows a Viking, a female Viking, just stepping on a treasure chest with her ugly face, looking like Bridget West from Kid Behind the Camera. And that's all I can say with its snowy atmosphere and its purplish pink nighttime setting with the snow melting from the trees. Interesting cover for an interesting book. Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns, book number 48. Put one head in front of the other. Yes, David Popovich again. I mean, the way how he said it was so funny. That's why I had to do it in my version. Got a really cool cover of these creepy kids in their jack-o'-lantern outfits walking towards town. I said towards town. I'm sorry, walking towards town, celebrating Halloween. I can imagine this cover with the Goosebumps TV show music playing in the background. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Really cool. With this nice green font color. Vampire breath. Open wide and say mouthwash. Shows a creepy vampire opening from his coffin with dead flowers in his hands with the monster, I said monster, I'm sorry, vampire breath going to his mouth. So yes, monster breath is very, very potent, which makes everything die because they're vampires, and the vampire breath affects their breath, which makes them weaker and weaker. Join the all-new Goosebumps fan club. Details inside. You gotta love the late 90s. They have so much good advertising. I'm sorry, the 90s was the best year ever. Sadly, I wasn't a 90s kid. I was a 90s kid, but I wasn't that nostalgic. Hey, creeps. We're calling all creeps with book 50. Just dial 555, creep. Lizards coming from a telephone booth, calling on the phone. This is 1996. Were telephone booths still a thing? No, they weren't. I think they were, but I just think telephone booths don't exist anymore. And I like the background. The background shows half darkish blue and a little bit of pink from the sky. Again, a nice, cool nighttime setting with a really cool cover. Boo, dude, Goosebumps is on TV. Same as I think, book 46, I think. I might be right. I might. Frosty the Snowman, he was very evil. Beware the snowman, he's got a heart of cold. Book number 51. Alright, I'm gonna stop singing now. This is book 51, you guys. Beware the snowman, he's got a heart of cold. So, this is basically Frosty the Snowman's evil brother. He's very mad with this really, really scary, dark, gloomy sky. With the snowman just like growling at you like, that's kind of scary. And with the mailbox. Could have been scarier if he had a rifle in his hand or a knife, but that would have been too gruesome. But other than that, it looks pretty scary for kids. How I Learned to Fly, book number 52. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a kid? Alright, you guys, the cover does look good, but why just feet? So we got a kid flying over the Brooklyn Bridge with these birds flying along with him, with a really nice sunset setting, and that's pretty much all the cover focuses on. Nothing scary to see this. By far my favorite cover in the entire series. Chicken. It's a finger-licking nightmare. It is a nightmare. Look at this. Got a girl in a chicken's body with more lightning in the background. What? So what? What is this cover trying to convey? Oh, turning into a chicken will cause a traumatic thunderstorm in the distance. I mean, look at it. You got a girl screaming for her life with a thunderstorm occurring outside of her house. Or a barn or something, I don't know. So I guess turning into a chicken will cause a thunderstorm to occur. So if you turn into a chicken, please beware. You're in for a scare. It's a finger-licking nightmare, like KFC and Popeyes. Don't go to sleep, or else this will happen. Rise and shine forever. Alright, really scary of a monster's claw or paw just shooting from its bed. And you can see the veins going through his fingers. That is scary. With the kid dramatically being afraid in his sleep with a bad thunderstorm occurring in his house. It's basically about a kid sleeping in the attic, and then he ends up becoming like an adult and something. He's out in a hockey rink. There's men in black chasing him. So basically, sleeping in an attic will cause you to go haywire or something. It'll make you paranoid. That will make you feel like you're very scared inside. But this cover is the creepiest out of all of them. The blob that ate everyone. He's no picky eater. Alright. The first and only Goosebumps cover with a sunny background, while the others were nighttime-ish, with a giant pink blob eating cars in its path. Not scary. It does look scary, but it's really not about the blob. It's about a typewriter that makes everything comes to life. Sounds very similar to what, huh? I don't know, but the saliva going through his tongue, that is disgusting. I do not want to look at this anymore. I guess I'll take that back with book number 54 having the creepiest cover, but 56 have the creepiest cover. The Curse of Camp Cold Lake. Look at that, a skull rising from Camp Cold Lake with a boat. In the background with a misty fog, with the sun and moonlight hitting the hair. Wow. This is the mother lode of all covers that's going to give kids nightmares. And this came out in 1997. This is towards the end of the original series, you guys. This is towards the very end of the original series. And we already got a cool cover of a creepy skull popping from the waters. Oh yeah, I forgot. The tagline says, last one in is a rotten ghost. Why would you want to go in there? There's a skull rising in the ocean. Or the lake. No, it's a lake, not an ocean. I'm stupid. It's a lake. It's Camp Cold Lake. The lake is cold. You go in there, you're gonna get dead. You're gonna die. And there's gonna be a creepy skull popping from the waters waiting to haunt you. My best friend is invisible. Not seeing is believing. A cat staring at floating pizza in a cup. A can of soda. Really? That's scary? It's not scary. It's not really scary. And why is the kitchen pink? Is this a girl's kitchen? Is this Barbie doll or something? I don't know. Barbie. Barbie's cat is freaking out over flying pizza and soda flying in the air. It could have been better if it showed like a human or something. But the title is misleading. Just shows a cat freaking out over pizza and the floating drink. Deep Trouble 2. Something's fishy. Again. Alright. there's nothing scary about this cover. It just shows a goldfish with fangs just looking all close up at the camera with another SpongeBob SquarePants underwater setting. This book came out in 1997, so SpongeBob wasn't a thing yet. Well, it was being in the making, but it wasn't a thing yet until 1999 when the 2000 series came out. So, that's about all I can say about this cover. It's not scary. It just shows a goldfish with really creepy fangs and just staring at the camera. The Haunted School, Book 59. They're watching you learn the hard way. Well, again with more pink. A pink locker opening with all these gray books, papers, and creepy faces inside the locker. This looked disturbing, really disturbing. But as you guys can tell, all the covers look exactly the same. The only thing that are different is the actual centered image, the title, the way how the book is written, the author's name on the top, the name of the series, the name of the book, the exact same styles but different color, fonting, and cover art. The exact same since 1992. Final few books. Werewolf Skin, Book 60, all dressed up and no place to howl. Got a pretty cool cover of a kid's bedroom with the wolves flag in the background with the werewolf skin inside of a box. So I guess it's a costume. And if you guys don't know, the TV episode has nothing to do with the actual book. According to the book, it says about a kid dressing up as a werewolf on Halloween. But in the TV episode, it's about a kid doing a photography competition and he wants to win it so they could be in the center of a magazine. Two different stories with the same title of the book. So basically the book fits perfectly, but the TV episode does not come where near to the whatever. Forget, I'm just screwing it up. Book 61, I Live in Your Basement. Talk about a monster nightmare. Is it me or the taglines are getting more lazier? I mean, come on now. Come up with something scary like I live in your basement, chomp at me or something. I mean, talk about a monster nightmare. I swear, these taglines are getting lazier and lazier and lazier. Again, it looks disturbing of a monster with his fork-toothed tongue coming out of the kid's basement, and with a washer and dryer. That's pretty scary. And yeah, that's all I can say about this. Oh my gosh, we're only down to one more book in the series, and I wonder what it's going to be about. Yes, you guys, R.L. Stine ended off the series with another Monster Blood sequel, Monster Blood 4, the finale of the original series. This blood is bad to the bone. So, the Monster Blood now is blue, and instead of growing, they multiply if you come in contact with water. Just like the Gremlins, that old classic 80s movie, right? Really popular movie. So they got the monster blood creatures in the bathroom, looking all scary and whatnot, but they're not scary at the slightest, with them giant lips. Those lips needs to be roasted with that girly Barbie lips. Are these females? They can't be males because they got them ugly lips. Ugh, that's disgusting. Ugh. But other than that, those are all 62 books in the original series, and it's time for my final rating. Overall, you guys, all 62 books had really good covers. Some were good, some were bad, and some of them were just downright creepy. But overall, those were all 62 book covers reviewed by me, EB the Original Master. Again, this upload will not be up to YouTube. It will be my personal video only because of how long this video is. Just because I might want to upload this, that won't be a thing, you guys. Those will not be uploaded. Instead, you guys will be getting something different. Hope you guys enjoyed me reviewing all 62 original book covers, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.